Well, I actually can't take any credit for the conception of the e-novellas because that was an idea suggested to me by my publisher.
Okay.
So, and actually it was just the one initially.
Right.
And they had suggested writing a book, releasing an e-novella that would take between the first and second book. And not really placed anywhere in time, but they suggested maybe a prequel, maybe a scene rewritten from a different character's point of view. And I thought it would be most interesting, perhaps, to write something that was actually integral to the story itself, the timeline of the story itself. So not something that took place outside of the active storyline, but something that became a piece of it. And I thought it would be fun to explore a period of time from the central antagonist's point of view. And it turned out to be a really fun project, a fun experiment, and something that actually became rather critical to the story itself and to the development of those characters. And I think the success of that encouraged my publishers to ask me to write something else. And I thought, oh, how fun would it be to then write something from the central love interest's point of view and compare and contrast what it's like to be in each person's mind. I don't know what it's like to be the author who has no interaction with their readers. And I think I'm in a particularly unique position, me and everyone else who writes for young adults. We, as young adult writers, are in a very unique position of having a readership who is incredibly connected. And our readers, I mean, the way in which this new generation of young people is interacting with everything that they love and consume and care about is different. And so it's all, they've grown up in a way that has taught them to expect immediate gratification or like instant correspondence, like with anything, like from, getting angry at Pizza Hut on Facebook, or sending an angry message to someone on YouTube, or sending a quick tweet about their feelings about someone in a TV show. I mean, everything is so instant, and so they communicate with authors in the same way that they would communicate with a celebrity. They sort of see us as other, like, I'm just gonna throw this thing at you, and I don't really think you're gonna read it, except that we do. And so sometimes it's really great and wonderful, and it's really wonderful messages, and sometimes it's, here are my very specific feelings about what you did wrong, and I expect you to fix that. Publishing is so different today than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The idea of an author as someone who just wrote a book and then lives in his or her castle, and you never interact with them, you never see them, you never really know who they are, that idea is sort of, it's gone now. And the role of an author has changed so drastically. And we are now expected to be in communication, in direct contact with the people who read our books, which is kind of amazing and incredible, and it's in many ways really wonderful to have such direct access to the people who consume what you create, and it creates a really great conversation. But at the same time, it's a little dangerous because then you are no longer writing in a vacuum. You're no longer writing within the safety of your own mind. Not that our minds are always a safe place, but suddenly there are a lot of demands, and you want to please everyone, but that's impossible. And I mean, this in and of itself is an entire conversation, like that, the relationship between reader and writer, and it's such an integral, important, symbiotic relationship. But like everything in life, there's good, there's bad. You can use a hammer to build a house or break it down. So